Hi everyone, it's me, Jen, and I'm nothing if not intense. It's Wednesday, December 12th, 2018. December 12th. It seems like I have somebody's birthday on my calendar for today. Who could it be? It could be MARILOU Danley. It's MARILOU Danley's birthday today. I wonder how she's going to celebrate it. I felt the need to upload something in honor of her birthday today. I was going to do part 5 of the deep dive, but I am super tired and I am just trying to compile all the information into a super tight chronological order. So I decided against trying to do anything for part 5. So this isn't going to be anything earth-shattering, nothing like that. No awesome information, just some things I want to talk about, and definitely want to state my continued commitment to expose the whereabouts of MARILOU Danley on October 1st. That is my birthday present. That is how I'm going to honor MARILOU Danley today. So I give you that, MARILOU, my commitment to you. And one of the things that I have been thinking about and also working on is a profile of MARILOU Danley. But my thinking is I want to establish that she was in Vegas that night, because why waste a bunch of time on doing this profile of a person that nobody believes was even involved or there that night? That would be a super huge waste of time in my opinion. So that's why I kind of went this way. I want to establish that she was there, and then after that I'm gonna take another look at all the warrants and things like that, because there is just a multitude of things that I have found that didn't really click any, ding any bells for me back in January or whenever they were released. But now, as time has went on, there's a lot more meaning to a lot more things contained within these warrants. And so I want to do that. And then I am going to be working on a profile of MARILOU Danley, because that is important. But again, for me, the way I think, why do that in the beginning if you haven't established her whereabouts, and nobody's going to care, because they're going to be like, oh, that sweet innocent little old grandma wasn't there, So it would have been a freaking huge waste of time. So hopefully compiling all the data, I'm hoping maybe that I will have some different equipment that will do a much better job with the audio, because a lot of the stuff coming up is going to be, there's going to be a lot of audio involved, and I would like that to be definitely good audio that somebody can hear, somebody can understand, everybody can hear, understand, without, worrying or all this other stupid noise going on in the background like with this computer. So hopefully that's going to be happening soon. I'm excited. It's going to be awesome. And I'm hitting this hard. Any information that will corroborate another piece of information, I'm gonna bring to you. And a lot of the information that's coming up, you may have already heard, but there is some that you haven't, and putting it all together, I think, is really going to make a much clearer picture for you to decide what you believe based off the evidence. Either, she was there or she wasn't. She was out of the country at, a possible number of different places, which to me is odd. And I did start looking at some of my initial videos of MARILOU DANLEY, just because I needed to reference some audio and things like that. And oh my gosh, like a dumbass, I start looking at the comments. Comment section. Oh my goodness. I forgot how mean some people were. It was just like my blood pressure went through the roof. So, you know, in my head I'm thinking, whatever, you douchebags. You want to call me mentally ill and whatever else, and oh, she wasn't there. How do you like me now? How do you like me now? It's just unbelievable, the things people say. And oh, if anybody, just because somebody doesn't agree with you, they're automatically a troll. No, that is not how I operate. You feel free to disagree with me about anything. Just don't do, I mean, if you do it in an asshole way, you can expect that I'm gonna identify as an asshole, but I'm gonna identify as a bigger asshole than you. Bottom line. So just don't be a douchebag asshole if you want to disagree. That's all I ask. I don't care. But when a person starts their sentence out with, "You must be mentally ill," to me, that's automatic troll, because that's what they do and that's how they operate. It's pattern recognition. That's all it is, and they need to change it up a little bit, because it's pretty easy to recognize these people. And you know, a year in now almost, that doesn't really bother me. It doesn't bother me anywhere near like it did in the beginning, because it's just ridiculous, and these people should just be non-issue. They're a non-issue for me. And most of the time, I just laugh. I do think it's funny. So, for any other new creators out there that are dipping their feet into this, you just got to kind of let some of this stuff go. And if somebody has a bad opinion about you, but you know that it's unfounded, I know it's hard, but don't play into it too much. Just let it be. The less attention you give them, the better it's going to be, because that's what they want. That's what they want. They want the attention. They want to get things stirred up. They want to fragment people. They want to fragment the community. So just ignore them as much as you can. I mean, I know it's hard. I know it's hard. Believe me, I've been there. And even tonight, looking at those comments again, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? You know, in my head, I'm like, you know, and I'm just like, whatever. Like, whatever. Because honestly, I'm not trying, you know, I don't want to brag or anything, but honestly, a lot of the work that I have done, not only on MARILOU, but on other things, the things that I have done 3, 6, 9 months ago, guess what's being talked about now? Those topics, those events. And I was talking about them 3, 6, 9 months ago. So I feel pretty good about that, because I think for the most part I've been pretty right on and have found things that do need to be further researched and looked at and questioned. So people can say whatever they want to say, but for the most part, everything from the YouTube nation has been positive for me, and my subscribers are like the best people ever, and I appreciate each and every one of you so much. And I know I'm behind again on comments, and I try not to let that happen, but man, it's a lot of work trying to keep up with all that stuff and do my research and compile stuff and go to work and, you know, all that good stuff. So I just want to say how much I appreciate all of you and your support of my work, either through comments or through my links. It has been phenomenal. So you guys rock. You guys are awesome. You're the shit. So what do you guys think? How do you think, or do you think, that MARILOU Danley's going to celebrate her birthday today? Leave me some comments. And knowing you guys, this could get interesting. Like, especially you, Jeff, a.k.a. the coroner. You crack me up. You crack me up. I don't know. Do you think she'll have cake? Do you think she'll go out to dinner? Do you think she'll go gambling? Where is she? I don't know. As of last Friday, I had an address, her showing on an address out of Reno. I don't know. Is she in Venice with her daughter? Could be. We just don't know. We don't know. She's went dark. They're protecting her. They're hiding her. We have no clue. At least I don't have a clue of really what she's doing. But, you know, I don't want to put any bad juju out there. So I am going to wish her a happy birthday. Just because I don't want that bad juju. I really don't. But I hope that this gnaws at her every day in some way. I hope that it has affected her ability to carry on with her life. Because in my eyes, it should. It should. But who knows? I don't know her. Does she have a conscience? Or is it, I got away with all this bullshit? I don't know. So maybe she's oblivious. Maybe she's in denial about her role in all of this. And that's another thing. Again, I need to establish that she was there to then go further to understand what her role was. And I hope to do that. How I'm going to do that at this point, I don't know. Because there's just not a lot of information out there on her. They've done a pretty good job of protecting her from all this. So we'll have to see where that goes. So there's a few other things I want to touch on. And then I really need to wrap this up because I am so tired. But this whole thing with the following individuals were identified as key witnesses during the investigation for the final report. I mean, some of these are like this Alan Rottenberg guy from Caesars, Vice President of Player Development, or no, not at Caesars, at the Wynn, stated he recognized Paddock and from the news to be a frequent player at the casino with high roller status. He said he thought he'd seen Paddock and Danley in the casino in the past, but outside of recognizing him as a frequent player, he knew nothing about either Paddock or Danley. But yet he is highlighted in this final report as a key witness. What did he just contribute to the investigation? I'd say nada. He's just one example. The officers, basically the officers, for the most part, are the ones that were stacked up in that stairwell all together. They're all going to have, well, I guess that's good for them because they can all keep their stories straight because they're all going to have the same account pretty much. Why not give us Clickety-Clack and his partner, Jay Beeson and Michael, whatever his name is. Those were the first two guys up on 32. We don't see them in the report. They're not key witnesses. What the hell? Even Burke and the other guy. Those two, even those two, because they were the second set of officers that we know of that were up on 32. We don't hear from either one of them in the final report. So it just really bothers me the way they obviously cherry-picked to really support their narrative. I mean, it's blatantly obvious that they included the least amount of good witness statements as possible, in my estimation. The eighth one down, and the hotel employees, this Jared Killian, and I'm not saying it's him, but his statement does not match the closed circuit TV stuff or even the timeline of events in the report. Somehow, I did have it all worked out, and like it just didn't work out, but there's just a lot of messy things. It's just messy boots with this report and this investigation. It's just they're wearing a big old pair of messy boots. The conflicting reports from Torres and Calloway, I think it is, or Cruz on the valet for that Friday. The police personnel, I mean, really? Give me a break. Beninsky didn't do Shedinsky. I mean, he stood there in the hallway, and that's all. He didn't do shit, okay? I'm sorry, he did nothing. Where's Newton? Oh, he's in there. But Newton, you know, it was Newton, Bitsko, Levi. They're all, you know, Trappist, Waldrop. They're all stacked in that hallway. They were all stacked up in that hallway, other than Cook and Clarkson and Bolanek. I pretty much think everybody, well, and then O'Donnell, which, I mean, this guy could be an idiot, or they just really made him look like an idiot. Because number one, he just takes off from up in the crystal room with his other SWAT partner, just takes off with another officer, doesn't say anything, gets down to 32 hallway, and is yelling at the top of his lungs, "Who's at the end of the hall with the light?" You know, oh gee, we only have like somebody possibly that could just start shooting, and you're literally yelling at the top of your lungs to the other officers that are 2 foot away from this dude's door, when you'd been informed that they were down there. I'm pretty sure he was. Then, whether it was him or not, he gets blamed for the, well, accidental discharge, whatever they're calling it, OIS, I don't know, but they're saying that was O'Donnell too, because he was going to change his firing rate or something right before they breached the door. That's bullshit. A SWAT officer, number one, he wouldn't do that. I mean, is this guy really even SWAT? Because him and Levi, they're running rogue all over the place. They are just running rogue. Levi's by himself. O'Donnell just decides to take off without letting his partner know. That's not how they operate. That is not typical procedures for SWAT officers. And you shouldn't, I thought the whole thing behind SWAT was a SWAT team, not SWAT guy, hey SWAT guy, because that's what they were calling Levi, the SWAT guy. That is weird. I don't think that they're typically running around by themselves, but Levi was, and then O'Donnell just takes matters into his own hands too, and he's yelling, and he's accidentally discharging his weapon. I mean, like, he is a hot mess in my mind. So, I mean, thank you, LVMPD, so much for this wonderful report, because it's bullshit. Friends and family, I mean, fine, whatever. Paddock's primary care physician, great. What about the doctor that prescribed his Valium the last time? Which wasn't his primary care physician. It was a doctor in Vegas who is hooked up with basically the Department of Homeland Security on some emergency management team thing. So there's a weird connection there. But they don't talk about him. Oh, this computer is such a piece. So it really bothers me because, especially like the officers, let alone Clickety Clack and his partner, but what about the MGM festival CP? The guy that was announcing, there's shots coming from Gate 7. It's automatic fire. Stay calm. We're trying to get this set up. He had cams on the whole thing the whole time. Cameras. Anywhere he wanted to point them, he had them. He knew what was going on, but we don't hear a boo from him. Is that even, in what dimension would that be right? Because it's not right. Those are the types of people that we need to hear from, not frickin' Alan Rottenberg, who doesn't know shit about anything, and then a bunch of officers, basically in two separate little cliques, because Cook and Clarkson and that Bolanek were all just outside on the strip, and Cook and Clarkson got injured, and then the rest of them were stacked up in that hallway, in the stairwell, excuse me. So I don't see that as that hugely beneficial to this investigation, but they did that on purpose, I'm sure, and there's a whole psychology behind all of this, I'm sure of it, but I just had to rant a little bit about that. Also, I do want to let you know that I've got some footage of, I think it's the air traffic control. I don't know if it's Flight Radar 24. I think it might be. That I think I hadn't seen before, so I'm wondering if you guys had. There's a couple things that are like, wow. And contained within that also is some traffic cam video that I had never seen before that really highlights, and I hate to even say this, and I hate to even bring it up, and it's not in my wheelhouse at all. This is like Brian Shields stuff. But it really, you can really see that helicopter, drone thing, whatever it is that people always said was firing, and I was like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I pretty much dismissed it. But if you watch this from that traffic cam, I was like, oh my gosh, that, you get a whole different perspective of whatever that is. So I've been debating on, you know, releasing it, putting it up, and I think I'm gonna. And maybe it's stuff that's, you know, people have seen before. I don't know, but I had never seen it. And it's from Twitter, though. I got it off Twitter. And if I look at each little individual clip, I don't know, there's probably 4 or 5 clips. And there's some articles. And, I mean, there's some interesting stuff there. But some of the clips only have like 44 views and things like that. So I don't think that it's been out there. I don't know. So I'm planning on doing that here in short order. Also for, I think his name's Will H. He's connected to Brian E., I believe. I did find, I was able to find that video of the dumpster area, and there is definitely, but this is while the shooting's still going on, there is a person getting out of a dumpster, for sure. Whether he's armed or not, I don't know. But if nothing else, I think the whole video actually, you know, I think gets some really good shots closer up of Mandalay Bay. And it would at least give perspective for that FLIR footage that he found with a shooter inside the dumpster to know where that dumpster area is. So I want to get that out there, and that was a video that I had downloaded, and then when I went to get the source video, I couldn't find that particular video. So I uploaded again what I had downloaded, and I have it in, you know, private status right now. But that's not my footage, you know, at all, so I want to make that clear. But I want to release that, or do a little video and release that too, and link that. So if it will be helpful to somebody, then you'll have it. I'm also working on the control room I mean, every time I watch the 3-hour-long control room videos, I find more and more and more and more that I question. And I need a little bit of help, because in my mind it seems like there was a witness statement. I think it was in a PDF, and honestly, the witness statement parts of the PDFs, I went through them, but not like I have the officers' reports and the employee, hotel employee witness statements. So, but I think I do remember a witness statement of somebody saying during the shooting that they were like under the stage, I believe, and they saw somebody running with a hostage strapped on their stomach. I don't know, maybe I'm totally off on this, but if somebody knows what I'm talking about, and that is a PDF, and if you know what it is, the number, and at least the number of the PDF, if you could leave it in the comments, that would be great, because there is something so funky that I just found yesterday in the control room footage, and the more I thought about it, the more it connected maybe to that, but in a weird way. And I just want to mention that I see like a shift happening with all the LRAD information coming out and crisis actors and things like that. And please don't take this the wrong way. I believe that people died, people got hurt, but also I cannot ignore the fact that there are things that just don't jive, that just are not real as far as injuries and things like that. And what I found with this footage that I'm talking about that possibly could relate to this whole hostage being strapped on somebody's stomach is it looks like a guy's carrying a dummy, and it had, and kind of on his stomach. And that's why I thought of that. And I swear it looks like a dummy to me. I don't know. And I'm like, it's such a bitter pill to swallow and a hard place to go. But I can't ignore some of this stuff that is just so off the wall that it's like there to be, it was, part of the drill or whatever. It's even hard. It's hard for me to talk about. It really is hard for me to talk about, because it muddies the waters even more. So again, like I said, I see that shift happening within the community, and that's okay, but we can't forget or stop looking into the other things also. And for me personally, and I don't think there's anybody else out there that's even talking about this, but I swear that there was some type of heist or robbery or something going on in the casinos that night. There is something with all these people and all these bags that they're carrying, and all these people dressed in black, and some of these people dressed in all white. I mean, to me, it feels like there's layer after layer after element, and how all that shit came together to become that horrific night. It's mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling. So, and then remember when Alsbury says there's a nutty guy down in the basement with no shirt on, da-da-da. Well, guess what, folks? I found that nutty guy, and that shit is weird too. UMC. I'm working on UMC. That there was something going on there. Big time. The death toll is wrong, I believe. That's another thing I'm working on. There's just like I said, there's so many elements. There's so many layers to this thing. It just, when I think about it in totality, it really blows my mind. But I think it is a good thing that some of this other stuff is coming out, like from Danny Diesel, Truth Bomb, and I'm sorry if I forget somebody, but I mean, if we are honestly looking for the truth and or facts of what happened that night, I'm sorry, but that's things that need to be looked at, because there is so much that points to maybe the LRAD being used in certain points in the night or whatever. It's uncomfortable for me, but if I want to be objective and do my job as a citizen investigator, then I can't just ignore that, because that makes me uncomfortable. You know, I can't ignore that. Now, can I not really like do a bunch of research on it and let somebody else do that? Yeah, I can do that, and I can be supportive of their work if it's good work and it's honest work and it makes sense, which for the most part of what I've seen from the people that I've mentioned, it's good work. And then, I watched a great video the other day from, I can't remember who that was, but he just had this huge thing about, crisis actors in this company that has these people, and the casualty union and all this stuff. I was like, whoa, I didn't even know this stuff existed. And I wish I could remember that channel right now. And I think this person is from Vegas, but it was just a very well done video that was just, open your eyes kind of stuff. And I think I went too long here. We're getting there. We're getting long. But so I just wanted to let you know that's some of, I'm going to try to get the dumpster video out. I will upload that the clips from Twitter that I swear to me, I had not seen that. So that that may or may not be anything. So if it's nothing, I apologize in advance. But again, that's like Brian Shields. That would be a Brian Shields project or wheelhouse, and he'll know what with that. So, and then obviously I'm just really concentrating on getting through the rest of October 1st with Miss MARILOU DANLEY. And that's #1 priority for me right now. So, again, let me know if you think if she's going to celebrate her birthday at all, and what will MARILOU DANLEY's birthday celebration look like. In your mind, what will it look like? So I can't wait to hear from you. Thanks so much, guys, and have a great day. And I will be back with you soon.